so far as back channels are concerned, what we have noticed that we use a lot of back channels, but not the same expressions used by the English. Another point, use of stereotype phrases like how are you, good morning, hello, and bye. While a lot of expressions that come from native speaker speech are not used at all. We stick to how are you, good morning, hello, and bye. But there are other options. There are other options that native speakers use that we do not use. Use of the very restricted repertoire of routine formula. There are formulas of politeness. Our repertoire is very restricted. And then we use a lot, right? We use a lot of music, a lot in our speech. So, we use also a lot of discourse markers, like where you think. Discourse markers such as when, I think, are rarely used at the beginnings or at the ends of new terms. We don't use them a lot. Starting terms with conjunctions as and and but at the expense of frequently recurring items, yes, well, I see. We use a lot of and but. That's what have been done. And we don't use a lot of well, yes, I see, for instance. Absence of disagreement softeners. Okay, the English people, I mean, they tend to use the native speakers. You tend to use softeners just to save the face of the speaker. Softeners, what do I mean? If I say, I've got to leave, this sentence is used without any softeners. If I say, sorry, I've got something to do, I'm sorry to disturb, but I've got to leave. I am what? I'm softening the case. I make it less hard for you to accept me leaving. But if I say bye, and I go, this is well, if I have to justify, I use what we call softeners, or I say, no, I don't agree with you. This is rude. So there are ways, softness. I hate, I don't want to be rude, but I hate to disagree with you. But you know, I don't think that you are right. Because if you look at the matter like this and that, you start. Okay? So we are, in a sense, not because we are rude, but we don't know the tactics, the strategies adopted in speech. So, raw rejection, negation, no. Rejection also, same thing, disagreement. Shining the use of face-saving strategies. What we call face-saving is that to show that, I mean, you want to save the face of somebody by not being rude to them, but to show, yeah, at least if I don't disagree with you, at least I am polite with you. This is what is meant by face-saving. I end up here noting en passant. This is a French word, because it's very posh, you know, to use some French words in the English language. Okay? I end up here noting en passant. The list is not comprehensive. So this is what have been noticed in the speeches of people like you and me. But this is not comprehensive. There are other features. Because most of the studies were done in Europe, a bit of them in Asia, but not a lot in Africa or South America. Maybe if we go to South America and start recording the speech of people, we may find other features. Okay? So, these features deal all with communicative strategies in negotiation. So all these features, they are features used when we speak, and they have a relation with the negotiation of meaning. Now, what should be stressed, what we need to show, is that they are not omnipresent in all IEN interactions. You can't find all the features in every interaction. For instance, if Professor Kaji and I speak, probably will not, you will not find a lot of these features in our speech. Okay? So it depends, you know. It depends on the proficiency of the person. And sometimes you find all these, sometimes you find more, sometimes you find less. So, how should we proceed then? What we should do? The teaching of pragmatics in ICON should, as I stated, help speakers get rid of these features. We have to help you by teaching you pragmatics, get rid of these features, and for that the following proposition are made. What we should do. We should include conversational activities. We should give more time to active conversation that give the student the opportunity to prevent, repair communication breakdowns, showing lack of understanding, requesting for more clarification, and asking for repetition. We should teach you how you should ask, how you should deal with conversation when you don't understand somebody, how to withdraw from a conversation, how to take the floor, how to use softness. We should teach you in conversation all these. Students should be taught how to perform different speech acts. We should teach you how to perform different speech acts. Because the act of, let's say, the speech act of apology, when you apologize to somebody, is not the same as we should teach you how to welcome somebody in body, the speech act of welcoming body, the persons. We should teach you the speech act of requesting for help. We should teach you the most frequent speech act used by, let's say, the native or by the speakers of English language. What I noticed, I made this study on the textbook, the Algerian textbook, the English Algerian textbook. What I noticed, I found 133 speech acts in the textbooks. I found 133 speech acts. Among the 133, only 40 speech acts were actually used by the native speakers. And the most important ones were not included in the textbooks. They give a lot of, they told them a lot of speech acts concerning, requesting or congratulating someone. As if in English language we spend our time requesting about things and we spend our time, congratulating people.